Summer, you're extremely versed in the startup world with health.
Yes.
What's one trait you've noticed in all of these different health startups that's a really big lead into success?
I would say one of the, I'm going to frame it in this way. One of the challenges is understanding all of the players or all of the stakeholders that are involved in the healthcare space. So very typically you have like the life sciences industry, but the life sciences industry may not understand really what the patient needs are. The patients don't really understand where the doctors are coming from. So really we have three primary groups of folks: the patients, the doctors, and the life sciences industry, the folks like Pfizer that are running the trials. And to really understand each of those stakeholders' perspectives, needs, wants, pain points is a tough thing to do because each one of those is so involved. So I think the companies that are the most successful are the companies that really have done a lot of research and talked to a lot of people to understand what those needs, what those pain points are for each of the respective parties. And that's regardless of whether it's a software solution, like a SaaS model, a hardware device, a wearable, any other type of service. Really, to be able to understand all of the players, it's unique to healthcare specifically. And then on top of that, you overlay regulatory issues and other things that you typically don't see in other industries.
Right.
So there's a level of complexity on top of all of that.
Jeez, that's a lot though. So, and now your official launch is early next year. And so what needs to happen for this to be totally successful?
So we're actually getting ready to launch later this year, here in San Diego. Then early 2015 we'll begin our national scale up.
All right.
Yeah, so we want to show what we can do in San Diego first. And what that means for us is we've showed that patients will engage. We did that during our pilot, sort of a proof of concept, if you will. Now we want to, in San Diego, show proof of commercial viability, meaning that we want to demonstrate that clinics not only adopt the solution, but that they're getting benefit from the solution. And so that's where our next kind of pivotal milestone is to be able to show that traction right here in San Diego before we start scaling this up nationally. We want to get lessons learned, optimize our solution, talk to even more folks. It's always about talking to folks and seeing what they need and how we can help meet their needs. And then we'll start scaling nationally. And at that point, it's your basic business model where you're trying to demonstrate proof of scalability beyond a region.
So with San Diego, though, being such a big biotech area, do you think you're going to have challenges with verifying your tests if you're trying to expand to a place where it's not so supportive of a medical tech?
I think for us, every biotech, pharma, medical device company needs patients for their clinical trials. So we've gotten a lot of support and interest from those companies that are running clinical trials. But I think that, as a next step is we feel that we do need to demonstrate that we can connect all of those players. We can connect the patients, get the patients interested in trials. Let me rephrase that. Show patients that there are trials and then pass interested patients
to the trials.
Onto the trials. And so really we're trying to drive the patient to enrollment. Enrollment's not really a metric of success for us directly. Really what it is just exposing patients to the opportunities. A clinical trial may not be right for everyone, and every trial may not be right for an individual. And so really it's just about building that awareness and access, consumer-friendly access to clinical trials.
So as you scale nationally in the coming months, Summer, when I think of nPruv, I think of Summer Rogers, because you're in San Diego, you're telling people about it so they can really put a face to the name of the company. How are you guys planning on keeping that really human interaction with your user as you scale around the U.S.?
Well, so first of all, I have to say, I am just the tip of the iceberg. I have a phenomenal team and a phenomenal advisory board. Our founder was an MD. His name's Dr. Brad Pruitt, and he conceptualized the idea after witnessing firsthand all of the gross inefficiencies and manual processes that plague clinical trial patient recruitment in the clinic. In addition to that, our VP of Product Development, Alan Bueller, launched and scaled TurboTax over at Intuit. So he understands regulated environments. He understands what it takes to get a software solution into the hands of folks that may, financial information is sensitive just like health information. So he has that understanding. We have a great account manager, Suwon Lee, who assists with coordinating with the clinics and some of the product development features that we are building. And so from that standpoint, it's the entire team, and the entire team is passionate, like equally, I would say at least equally as passionate as I am about moving this product and getting this product into the hands of patients. So for us, it is making that human connection, because all of us, if it's not ourselves, all of us have a friend or a family member that we all have a personal story with someone who has either been introduced to or considered a clinical trial. And so from that standpoint, I think at the end of the day, that's really what drives all of us. We all love revenue, we all love making profits, but if there's not a bigger vision, then those days where it all gets tough, it makes it hard to keep going. And so that's the vision that keeps all of us moving aggressively in our growth trajectory that we've set out for ourselves.
So you're not running on coffee for these 3 hours of sleep. It's
yes,
this
it's
value.
pure passion.
There it is.
Yes.
All right, so we have to get you off to demo night, but before you go, can you tell us how users can get involved and how they can find nPruv online?
So we will be launching, as I mentioned, let me put it this way, we'll be going live later this summer. You'll be seeing throughout San Diego in clinics running clinical trials, you'll be seeing the blue iPads. If you see the blue iPad, register, view the clinical trials, give us feedback. There's a place where you can reach out to us. If anyone wants to give us feedback because they have patient stories or their doctors running clinical trials, we'd love to hear from them. We'd love to get feedback from folks because, again, it's not us building a solution for us, it's us building a solution for all of our users out there, which basically are all our friends and family, and the world, really the world, right? Mm-hmm. Because beyond nationally, there's international expansion opportunities for us as well. And so we love to hear from folks on all fronts: investor, business, patient stories, patient advocacy groups, all here in San Diego. We are focused on San Diego first, and then as we show San Diego, then we'll be looking for folks nationally as well. We want to get everyone involved in this. It's important that folks have a place to go if they need or when they need information on clinical trials that isn't intimidating, that isn't stressful, that isn't full of scientific and legal jargon, but is something that you can actually navigate and understand. And so really, because it's for all of us, we want to hear from all of us.
Well, you're doing a pretty special job, so good luck at your demo night.
Thank you very much.
We'll
and you
see
both will be there. Yes?
We'll be there.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thanks
Thanks so much.
There.